let's get the other device going so I can actually see the chat. Oh, I was debating on it, but yeah, I decided this is gonna be a long editing session, so yeah. So hello everyone, hopefully everyone's having a great morning with their families, and yeah, today is gonna be a long day, so hopefully you all are ready for a long working working day. So the page that I currently have up is once again for just color referencing. Okay, who's the first thing I need? I think it's, what's her face? Aquina. So I'm gonna get her hair color first. We've got some edits to do to some of the panels because, well, there was some panels that I wasn't really happy with per se. So yeah. But we're not gonna worry about like this one because it's just like a zoom sound effect. This one is going to be where we're starting. And yeah, as you can see, this is going to be quite a bit of work. Because there's a lot more to this one than it's letting on. Alright. So, I suppose we just start with adding base colors and work from there. Okay, I gotta make sure. Yep, right there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Aquina first. That looks too dark. Oh, that's because it's her hair color. Alright, let's just go one piece at a time here. Okay, make sure I don't go over anything that's important here. This is going to be a tricky one because it's a lot more small scale. This is going to be a long day. Because yeah, there's a lot of detail to this page. Not only that, there's just a lot. There's just a lot. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of lighting effects going on, there's a lot. I've already looked at the rest of the pages. This is this is the last page that I would consider like a massively like detailed heavy page. Like this one is definitely probably going to take the longest because it's just so much. Okay, a little bit more darker for the outside. And I still remember drawing this one because this was one of the trickier ones. I've never drawn this pose before, so it's interesting bringing it to life, no doubt about that. Okay, what do we got going on here? Okay, that's her arm. Oh, that's going to be a little tricky to get correct. I think I know what I'm going to have to do for the hand. So, that'll be interesting. Okay, that's her arm going across. I think that's background. Alright, well, let's just work around the skin first. Yep, it's gonna be a long day, guys, so hopefully you're ready. Because it's gonna be a long ass day. I'm assuming this is probably going to take me easily in the neighborhood of about 3 hours. What am I looking at? I think that's hair, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that looks like hair. I'll get that in just a second. But for now, we're just focusing on the base colors, and then we'll get to the harder and more, like, trickier things. Okay, for the the magic effect happening here, I'm gonna have to probably gonna have to go with a darker shade of blue just so it matches. Because I can't do it the right way because of how I layered this. So yeah, that's always fun. It'll be fine, guys. It'll be fine. All right, darker. Okay, that's not bad. It's not as much work as I thought it was going to be. Not as much of a pain in the ass. All right. Let's see. Oh, there was a hair strand down here that I need to get. And I think how I portray... Or hang on, is that her thingamajiggies? It could be hair or it could be that. It doesn't really matter. I think it goes more like that. Considering how I draw hair. Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world, but it's still going to be hard. Okay. Do I have a skirt? I believe so. I do not. Fuck. What do I need here? Her eyes are covered, so we don't need to worry about her eyes. I think we just kind of wing it with the color of the skirt. So the skirt would just be kind of a darker gray, but not too dark. That's too dark. We just don't want it to contrast too much with the skin. Yeah, that works. Okay, what do we got going on here? It contrasts too much with the hair. God, okay, this is gonna be kind of annoying. Let's try something down. The key is just getting all of the grays to align correctly. Okay, what is that? If I had to take a wild guess, that's probably gotta be hair. But that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, because the hair's not aligning correctly. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Layer 8. Yeah, it's just the... I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know what it is. The other side of the skirt. Color. The shirt's just a white, so we're not too worried about any color there. Let's fill that little gap because I can see that from the front side. I don't know what that is. It's probably a layer that didn't get removed. If I had to take a wild guess, it's gotta be hair. But that doesn't make any sense because none of the hair is aligning like that. Well, it'll bug me, so I'm just gonna color it in. I don't know what it is. It's such a small detail though, so I'm not too worried about it being absolutely perfect. Okay. I don't think that's... Is that colored in? I don't think that's colored in. It wasn't. Okay. Now Brina. Get her base color. The lighting and the shading is really going to be the trickiest part. Like the lighting especially is going to be very tricky because of the setting that this is in. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there, because this is supposed to be like a very dramatic, very like something bad is happening scene. So I feel like we can get away with like just doing some dramatic like stuff. But I don't know. It's my first time doing something like this, so yeah, I'm a total noob. Okay, that is on the opposite side, so we need to darken. Okay, let me double check. Yep, that's hair. So it's just going to be very slow, careful, and just taking our time. I don't know if that's the neck or not. I have no idea. It doesn't look like it. No, I think the neck's more like right there in that sense. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, skin color is basically the same as Aquina's. That hand still looks weird to me, but that was a very tricky angle to get correct. Face. Ear. Inside the mouth. Oh my gosh, it's flipping hot in this room. Okay. As for the skirt, basically they're the same because they have the same school uniform. Okay, what am I looking at right there? Oh, I think I know what's going on here. That's part of the, whoops. That's part of the curvy thing in the skirt, the fold. So the fold's going out, and yeah, considering how I draw these things. Okay, underside of the skirt. Now the seat. So the seat, I just made like a dark color. Just as to not contrast. That'll work. Okay, darker underneath. Okay. Just looking to see if there's anything else. Okay, that's part of the clothing that's going down. Her nails. I guess we could just kind of stick to a color like that. Okay, now the background, which is a tricky decision to make. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's too dark. Not too entirely sure what's gonna happen here. In fact, what I'm just gonna do for now is just focus on what I know I want so that we don't have this issue. I think what I could also do is like put some like dramatic kind of thing going on here. That would make my job 10 times easier. So I might just go with that, just to make it a lot more easier on myself. Okay, so the base colors are added there. I think. Let me just double check to see if I got everything. Yeah, I did. Okay. And we've got their colors, so this will go a lot more quicker and a lot more faster. And we just get rid of that then. Let's see. Close panel 1 for now. This was one of the more interesting panels to draw, I'd say. Okay. Let's do Aquina first. Let's double check. This was my first time actually ever drawing like an angle like this, which I call the Family Guy angle because it literally is like the angle that show uses the damn most, especially when the characters are really pen, especially when the characters in the show are like in a conversation, like they love this pose. Why are we going over the line? Okay, it looks like I'm just gonna have to do. Oh, I see why. That's annoying, but not impossible. Just add a little close. Back to the right layer. There we go. Okay. Skin color. So Aquina will be pretty easy here. Fingernails. Okay, shirt. No special kind of color except the inside. Okay, now Brina. That's going to be tricky. The underside of the... And considering how I've got this layered... Oh, this is not going to be a fun time. Today's going to be a longer day, guys. Definitely. Okay, I've got to make like little barriers so that I know where to cut off. Like, considering this blue stuff is not layered properly, what I'm having to do is I'm having to basically just figure out... I'm going to have to do it, like, manually. If I could go underneath the blue with the black, it'd be a lot more easier. But in this case, I can't. So I'm just going to get something close enough to the mark. Whoops. At least I don't have to worry about the hand. But don't worry, I will fix this in the future. This will definitely not be a problem in the future. So, that's at least an assurance. Okay. But yeah, don't worry, it'll be fixed in the future. Just so it looks a little bit more, I don't know, better. Is it going down? It is. Okay. So I'm just having to do something like this for now. Just kind of create a shape and that'll work enough. Yeah, I can see that. In fact, yeah, let's do it like this. Had I realized this earlier, I would have not had to do this, but whatever. I make mistakes. Like I said before, I'm completely new to this, so yeah. This is a totally new kind of thing for me. So there's definitely going to be mistakes made in the process. Okay. I have to take that into account for the skin and stuff too. Alright. It'll work. 5 seconds on screen. It's not going to be a big deal by any means. Because now what I got to do is I got to grab this color, kind of go a darker shade, just so it matches the underside. Had this been layered a lot more better, it would have not been an issue and I wouldn't have had to do this, but that's okay. This is completely new territory for me, so bound to definitely be some mistakes. And as I said earlier, this is going to be a longer day, so yep, get comfortable because it's going to be a long stream. Because there's just a lot to this page. Lots in terms of detail, in terms of shading, in terms of a lot going on. So yeah, it's gonna be a long day. All right, think we got the majority of that out of the way. So minus the skin color underneath, but we'll get to that when we get to it. And by that I mean when we're done with the hair. That's behind her, so that would be darker. Now I just need a darker shade of the blue, but a little darker than this gradient. Something like that. Oh, I almost fucked that up, didn't I? Oh, that was close. Okay, now the skin color. Which is the same as what's her face's, so. Let's just fill in the gaps that matter. Yep, we're gonna have to take this one step at a time. Very, very carefully. Can I go like that? Nope. I'm gonna have to... Oh, this is gonna be fun. And of course it's gonna do this to me. I had to turn off my bedroom light so that I could see what the hell I'm doing. I can see it, but it's very, very subtle. Very, very subtle. Just gonna have to go around this one step at a time. Yeah, had I layered this a little better, it would have been a lot more easier. But as I said before, mistakes. They're gonna happen your first time. This is my first time ever delving into something like this. Yeah, I can't do that. For some reason, this stupid thing never likes to play nice. Oh, shadows are gonna be fucking fun. Not really. Because Ibis, for some reason, likes to do this thing where it, like if there's a color, like yield, within the area of like putting the like where you use the bucket tool, it likes to go into it. And I do not know why it does that. It's annoying. So we're just gonna have to take our time and be very, very, very careful. Kind of like what I just did. Okay, we need to put some stopping points. Lift. That way we can undo if we need to undo. Underside of the chin, okay, just a slightly darker gradient. About right there. Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. That looks way better. Okay, if I could just... Hang on. Can I do this? Oh, thank God. That way this doesn't take that long. Alright. Now, what I gotta do is I gotta go to this color, get a slightly darker color. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, that's not too bad by any means. Whoops. See, sometimes it likes to just play nice, and then there's days where it just does not like to play nice. I wasn't crazy. Okay. Need to put a yield there. Oh. I need to do that differently. Whoops. Looks a little too dark almost. Okay, a little darker for the underside of the chin. Right there. That's gonna be tricky as shit. Okay, for the eyes. Whoops. Too dark. We're not dark enough. Look, I'm just guesstimating here, because I don't want to be here all day. Okay. Oh, I see a mistake I made. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, do I have an eye shot? Let's see. I do, but it's in the wrong spot that I need. Crap. Okay, we're just gonna have to guesstimate. It's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay. The inside of the eye color is always the trickiest one. Yeah, it looks like there's no difference. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, now it's starting to add up a little bit better. Now it's starting to add up. Or not add up, but even out is what I should say. Okay. I can see that. Just gonna try and curve this a little better. Okay, that don't look too bad by any means. It's just gonna be on screen for about 5 seconds, so it's not really a huge deal if it's not too accurate. Yeah, I think that's alright. It'll work. It gets the point across, it does the thing, and that's all I really care about. Alright, back to getting the rest of her skin done. Okay. Seat. Okay, so the seat needs to be this color, unless it blends too much with her. It does. Okay, it needs to be a slightly lighter color then. That'll work. Okay, let's see. Okay. I gotta think of, like, how this is gonna play out. Which is tricky because I really don't know what the background and all that's gonna be yet. So I don't know if this is going to be a thing up here, which what this is supposed to be is like a windowsill. because they're on a bus, basically. I guess I'll add it, and then on the same layer. Something like that should work. Okay, we're just going to leave it like that as a base color profile for now. Okay, 2. Okay, on to 3. Okay, 3. Ooh, that's actually going to be a really tricky one. Because I'm not used to drawing this kind of stuff. Well, let's just experiment. So that'd be the outside. So that's the outside of the body. That's the tongue. Those are the teeth. And this is the inside of the mouth. Alright, so for the tongue, just a slightly darker gray. Something like that. Slightly darker gray for the underside of the chin. Yep. Okay, well, if we're going straight down the hatch, okay, we're gonna have to do the same exact thing. Oh, this is really the bugger, isn't it? Okay, so the inside of the mouth should be a dark place. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that on a separate layer, just so this is a lot more easier to follow. What I'm gonna have to do is just go one piece at a time. Seems a little too dark. But maybe that's just because of the blue. Kind of... Yeah, it seems a little, just a little too dark. Whoops. In fact, what I can do here is just go something like that, and then I can go here. This is why I put on a separate layer, so that I can toy with the color. Maybe something closer to that kind of a tone. Okay. Then that means that the blue would have to match. So slightly darker tone. Too dark. Looks too light. That might do the trick. Okay, now the throat should be darker than the mouth because it's in a much darker environment. Something like that. Oh, color. Let's see. Oh, that's hard. Again, it'll be better in the future because I'm completely new to this. So, I really don't know I really didn't know what the proper layering stuff was and all that stuff when I first made this. Let's see. I'd have to blend that. So what I'm going to have to do here is put that on a separate layer. Get a darker tone than this. And let's see, where would it start to darken? Probably about right here-ish. blend it. A little better than that. Something like that. Something along those lines. Close. Alright. The teeth should be a little darker, shouldn't they? Because they're in a shadowed environment. So... maybe about right there. Nope, too dark. So it's up towards this area where it's always the trickiest part. Okay, that's not too bad, by any means. Oh, I know the mistake that I made. I'm putting it on the wrong layer. Of course, I always do that. That's the trickiest part, is working with the whites. I think that's the closest I'm going to get. Then the hand on the outside should basically be the same color. Okay, that doesn't look too bad by any means. The background I'm not even going to fiddle with because I don't know what I'm doing there yet. Okay, on to the next layer. The hell did I do? Hang on. Oh, I know it. Okay, I need the skin color. Oh god. So what we have to do is we have to recreate that line. That's not too bad. Yeah, because it blends way too much. So let me do that real quick. Just gotta think of how to layer this correctly. That's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Because what does the text look like again? It's up in the corner. So I think if I just go... let's just try it. Okay, I gotta turn that fade crap off. Straight line tool on. Pitch black. No. And now we just play the game of trying to get it on the right line and right pixel. That'll work. Okay. So now I gotta put the color layer underneath that so it doesn't do the thing again. Okay, am I on the right layer still? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay. That I'm not worried about by any means. Okay. Eyeball, we're just gonna have to guesstimate. I know her dark. I know it's dark on the outside. And dark on the the inside, like that. Nope, that's a little too dark. Or not dark enough. There we go. Alright, now the inside of the eye. Should be too dark. Okay, that's not bad. But now we got a problem. Okay, we're just gonna have to basically do the same thing that we just did on the next layer. So that'd be 5, right? Yes. Okay, so we need to be like this. Straight line tool, pitch black. Nope. Almost. This is always the trickiest part of like using this tool, trying to just get it to line up. There we go. All right. Any excess? No. Okay, then down below that would be the color layer. Because this one is going to be the same exact color. Okay, inside the mouth, just a slightly darker gray. And then down here, we're going to have to do the same thing again. Again, all this is right now is just base color. We're just base colors right now. So, hopefully everyone's having fun. Okay, just gotta go across like this. Nope, wrong spot. I can already tell it's off. Oh, I see. I see. So 5 is for some reason, is just being a... I don't know how I fucked it up so much, but... Okay, I'm just gonna have to think here. Think. I guess what I could do... is... Let me see if this might work. Okay, now I'm on 5. I need to be on 6. Let me see. Or did I just do this and I'm just being dumb? I'm just doing it and I'm being dumb again. My God. Brain, could you function for 5 seconds? Okay, it looks like I'm just gonna have to do something like this. Hopefully this works. All right. Now we're on to the next panel, which is 6. Correct? Yes. Okay. Is this anything? No. So that's our color layer. All right, let's get our base color for the skin. Underside of the chin. What? Hair color. And then the background is kind of going to be more of a dramatic kind of thing going on. Because there's a lot of dramatics happening in this scene. So it's going to have a lot of dramatic, like, over-the-top kind of stuff going on. Kind of like how an anime scene usually works out when they're, like, when they're being, like, overly dramatic. Okay. Oh, see that? Inside the mouth, just need to be a slightly darker shade of gray. Okay. That does not look too bad for a base. Alright, so I think we've got base colors. Oh, I see a spot I missed on. That's on 2. See a spot. So back to panel 2. I need to go to this one. Her face. I missed her face. Stop color selecting, please. Such a small smidget of color, but whatever. Okay, now the fun part. So let me think of how I'm actually going to do this. very carefully is how we're going to do it. So what we're going to have to do is you're going to have to go on top of that. Okay, so it's a side angle, so that means it's going to be a much easier, like, color, like, thing going on. The lighting is the only part that I'm really questioning. I think we just go for it and see what happens. Okay, so we need just black. Let's start with one for the skin. Nope, I need a bigger brush than that. Something like that. Needs to be more, yeah, like that. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky, but we'll figure it out. Slowly but surely. Okay, for this, I believe it just kind of goes out like that, kind of out like that. Something along those lines. And then on this arm, it goes up. Again, we don't have to get all the shadows correct now. We just need to get a good idea. Okay. Let's just try it and see what happens. Turn the color layers off so it doesn't do the thing where it goes over the lines. And here is where things get tricky. And where we really, really, really need to pay attention. Hopefully it's not too much trouble. Okay. Face. Whoops. You guys will see exactly what I'm doing here in just a second. It looks weird at first, but trust me, it's not weird. It's one of the cooler effects that you can do for like a shading effect. That's all hair. And now, if I turn that down to something like that, turn the color layers back on. Whoopsie. Wrong layer. Okay, it looks a little too strong. So let's turn that down. Okay. It's not looking too bad. Not enough sunshine on this leg, but we'll get there. Slowly but surely. Because, yeah, we're not even close to done yet. So more sun would be hitting this. There'd definitely be some sunshine on her arm right here. It's going to add that shadow for the underside of that Yep, this is the part where things get more tricky. Okay, now let's do one for the clothing. So we can even this out a little bit. Okay, so the sun would be hitting like something like that. Go down her chest. No. I don't know why, but this part always gets me. There'd be a shadow there. Maybe not that big of a shadow, but turn that down just a little bit. Okay, don't do a double stroke. Something like that, yeah. I don't know, something like that. Let's see. Anywhere else that the sun would be hitting that's point like very easy to spot? I don't think so. Oh, let's just try her. Okay, turn those off. Guarantee that chest part is not correct, because that always seems to be a thing for me. Okay. Okay, I can see that. And we'll work around that in time. All right, there's clothing here, isn't there? Something like that. About 26%. Yep, that curvature is definitely not correct. So let's get that more correct. And as I suspected, can never get this one's curvature correct. Not because I want to focus on this area, it's just, yeah, it's a tricky one to get. For me personally, I do not know why it is, but it is. Okay, I think there's enough sun on top. Okay, that don't look too bad. As a starting point, I think that's okay for a minute. I do think the leg is a little not sunshiny enough. Oh, I have to do the hair still. So let's do the hair. Right, basically the same exact deal, except a little different. Okay, let's see. I believe that's not part of it. So. Oh, these little strands. Okay. Then the hair is usually around like 30-ish%. Turn the color back on. Okay, now I just gotta get it correct. This one I always just do by hand because it's much easier. Then the sun, basically pretty simple, would just be kind of shining over the top of her head. Maybe a little bit on this bang. Yeah, it looks like it's a little too powerful. Yeah. Let's go like a... Let's just go for base 26. I legit can't tell the difference on that side. It is very, very subtle. Okay, then we just got to figure out where the sun's hitting and slowly but surely make it work. That's the key. Okay, you wouldn't see that on that side. Maybe a little at the end. Maybe just a little bit. Because of how the light is hitting the shoulder here. Oh. Okay, then down here, this would be for the clothing. Maybe something like that. Okay, not bad. Not necessarily too shabby. Keep in mind, this is just one character. You've got more to do. Okay, now the sun on the leg. I think there needs to be just a tiny little bit more than that. Okay. Then I think what we gotta do is just add some little shadows. Nope. For context, the girl's having the worst stomach ache imaginable. Basically, that's what's happening here. darker than that. Something like that. And I don't really see any other places where we need to put like any like additional shading by any means. For something as simple as this, where we don't want to put too much like, you know, back-breaking effort into it. Because I don't want to die, guys. I don't want to die. I just want to be simplified and getting the point across. You know, girl is not in a, she's not having a good day. She's having a terrible day. Okay, I think we just move on to Aquina. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in separate folders so they're a lot more easier to track. Prima to tone. So put that under that, put that under that, and put that and that. There. Now much easier to spot. Same thing for, not Layla, Aquina. Now with color, it's a totally different kind of story. Alright. Let's start with the skin, because I want to get this whole shabacle out of the way. Basically the same thing except opposite side. Something like that. Is that going into the next layer? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, let's do the face. Right there at the tip of her, like, front of her face. It's fine. Across here. No. Bad. Okay. So we definitely want the light to hit here. But we've got to do a different kind of way. Because of how I chose to layer this. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, let's turn the color layer off. Just so this goes a lot more easier. Oh, I know why it's doing it. There we go. Again, guys, this is just a whole process of just patience and slowly but surely figuring things out. Okay, that's part of her. entire face is cloaked by her hair, so we're just gonna keep her. Even though there would be, I think, something like that. No, it'd be flat, so something like that. Okay, that goes across her face. So black there. I don't know what that is. I think that's part of her arm right there. I believe that's a connection point. Okay, that's her collar, and I believe this is like the underside of like right where it goes down to her chest. Okay. Now the fun part. Okay, what we gotta do here is go for a darker shade of that. It's kind of like that, I believe. Okay, let's just try it, see what happens. Okay, it was like 15%. Turn the colors back on. Why is it so... What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, it is correct. Let's try 26. Okay, I guess I'm going to help with the dog. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Alright, I think I know what I'm going to have to do here, and that's basically I'm going to have to make a separate layer for the color of the, like, water magic thing. So what I'm going to have to do is first get this color, because for some reason it's not wanting to behave. And we're just going to have to do something like that. Alright, looks like I have to do it manually. Let's see. Okay. Oh, right. I have to take the opacity down. Let's try something like that. That might work. Oh, right. Just trying to figure things out, guys. Just trying to figure things out. Okay, 40%. If for some reason this is not wanting to kind of behave. Wants to be a butt. What if I put it underneath? No, that just makes it worse. Can we not get a happy medium today? That might have fixed it. Okay, that don't look too bad. Alright. So for now, turn the color layers back on. Oh my god, can we get a happy medium, please? Oh my god. Why is this happening? I don't get it. Okay, I'm not understanding why it's being this way, but it's wanting to be this way. Okay, which one has the black on it? That one. Do I have to go something like this? For frickin' sakes. No, that's gonna be a butt? Oh my god, what in the hell did I do wrong? What is going on here? I don't get it. Let me go backwards a little bit. Okay, that happens. The color layer's not on. I swear to God. Hang on, guys. We'll figure it out. It's just going to take a minute because for some reason this thing is not wanting to play nice. If it becomes too much of a problem, I'm not even going to worry about it. I don't understand why this is happening. My only guess is that it's a spot I missed. That's got to be the answer. It has to be a spot I missed on the main color layer. Is that the issue? No? Wait a minute. No, that don't work either. I don't get it. I don't understand why this is happening. Okay, you know what? Just go away for a minute. It's part of that one. Looks like what I'm going to have to do is just somehow, I don't know, make this work. Very, very carefully. But for some reason, it does not want to play nice. So just be patient with me, guys, because that's what this takes. Patience. Okay. Different layer. Slightly darker. Color's on, right? Yes. And just turn down the opacity, right? It's just going to have to work. I'll get it, guys. It's just... Yep, that's just going to have to be it, because I'm not spending all day on this crap. Nope, I see a spot I missed. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. Okay. Don't put that on the separate layer. I'm just going to put this as the water layer. Okay. That fiasco over now. Alright, so let's see. Now we do a clove layer. So it's basically the same exact thing we just did not too long ago. I'm probably not going to get this curvature correct at the first time, but it is what it is. Okay, front of that would be fine. It's probably just going to be this one. Like maybe like that or something. Yep. Alright. Turn the color layer off so it doesn't overlay itself. Because for some reason it loves to do that whenever the color layers are on. Actually, that's colored in, right? I believe it is. It is. Okay. I guess I could do underneath there, because why not? Alright. Turn that down to whole star of 26. Turn the color layer back on. Okay. Can already see that that's not lining up, so we're going to line that up a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, let's get this right first. Just a little bit more light where the chest is. Whoops. Something like that. Okay, now the hair. Okay, so the hair is just like a thing that I do manually, so we're just going to have to fill her in and see what happens. This entire part is covered. Okay. Here. Over here. No. Okay, what am I looking at? See, I spot I messed with the skin layer. That's the skin layer, isn't it? No. Skin layer. Ah, it's this one. Okay. See, that spot I missed. Same as that spot. Okay. I'm just going to make an assumption. Did I color that in? I don't know if I did or not. I did not. Okay, we're just going to leave it then. Okay, turn that down to about... We'll start at a safe 26. Then turn the color layer back on. Okay, we'll find out in just a second if it's... Oops. Same as that. Oh. Did I screw that up? I did screw that up. Ah, crud. And that's not that big of a deal. I can fix that pretty quickly. So we need to go back to the skin layer for that. something like that. Okay, there we go. Same thing over there. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. No, I'm not. Okay, just make an estimate where that would be. Something along those lines. Something like that. Okay, back to the hair now. Okay, now we just gotta line this up. And this angle's pretty easy. No. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna need a smaller brush for that. Something like that. Okay, last strand. Something close to that. Looks a little weird, but it's okay. We like weird. We embrace the weird. Down here definitely would be hit by light. All of these would too. Towards the bottom. Maybe not the last one, but these ones right here definitely. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. I think we're on to shadows, I guess. Just a little bit. Okay, right there. Can't even see that, but that's okay. Oh god, no, not that wide. looks disconnected, and that's the reason why. No. Probably goes out more like that. Kneecap. That. What else? Like some shadow. Maybe a little right there. Okay. This kind of looks plain Jane because, well, the facial features are kind of behind the hair. So I feel like that's okay as is. That would be the hair color. That's the clothing. That's hair. Need to fix that. Why can't I fix that? 17. That is not part of that. 15. I see what happened here. Why am I not getting any, like... I know that's a different color. You're not fooling anybody. There. Now it's fixed. Yeah, it looks a little wonky, but that's mainly just because her facial features are like blank and like not colored in, but that's because of the, like, that's because of what's happening. Her face is cloaked by her hair, and you need to see her expression to really sell what's going on in the picture. Guess what I could do. Let's try this. The hair seems just a little too flat to me. Is that better? Maybe, maybe not. Holy detail for one panel. Okay. Okay, now what do I do about this background? That's a good question. I guess I could just, yeah, let's just kind of put that off for later. Alright. That definitely took the longest. This one shouldn't be nearly as long. But I could be wrong. Okay. So, who do we focus first? I think we focus Aquina first. So the light's hitting her from that direction. That means that the light would just be hitting the outskirts of like her clothing. And skin, of course. Whoops. So something along those lines. I guess we just try it and see. No, I'm pretty confident. I am pretty confident that is how it goes. Way too dark. Okay. Oh. Folder. Aquina two-tone. I think this is nothing. Yep. Alright, so this would be our, probably the skin. Something along those lines, just not as sloppy. There'd be specks of light coming down from the fingers, but I can add that manually. Face is just fully lit. Okay. See a spot I missed. We'll worry about it in just a second. Oh, right. Color yield. A little too dark. Better. Okay. Okay. Then the hair. But first things first, I'm going to quickly add some little specks of light to the hands, or the fingers is what I should say, because there would be specks of light here. Okay, let's do the hair. Hair should be pretty simple. Turn the color layer back on. .26 should do the trick. Okay, now for the lighting, we'd want probably just some light added to this strand, because it's the closest out to where the light source is. Every other piece of light is hitting on the opposite side, so I don't think any of the other like colors would be hitting on the back. But I do see some spots. Let's see. Need to go here. I need to fill that gap in. Let's see. Okay. So just a lot of shading on the back. Okay, that'd be the skin layer. I need to give that shadow. Okay. Let's get the hair just a little bit of something. I need this color first. Turn that down just to dark. Darker. A little too much. Okay, I can see that plain as day. I can see some bleed. Which what I mean when I say bleed is I'm not saying like I'm bleeding. I'm saying bleed as in the colors are going over into another panel outside the lines that I want. That's the proper term for going outside the lines. Bleed. Color bleed. I see that. Where the hell did that come from? Must be when I was just tapping the screen like that. Okay. I mean, it's something. Okay, I can definitely see some areas where there needs to be shadows. No doubt about that. Like right there. Okay, now I just gotta get correct. I think it's a lot less space. Probably down here as well. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's the sleeve. Minor layer, or not layer, brush. Let me see if I can just do something else. Darker. Or does that make it look too 3D? No, that looks fine. We're not trying to go the whole 9 yards here. We're just trying to establish that this is what it's supposed to be. Okay. Maybe something like that might work. That way it kind of differentiates it. Okay, I can see this. Needs some work. That's this one, right? Yes. Oops. As I said before, this is a process of just figuring things out slowly but surely. And it does take a minute to get it. Okay. I think we just try to move on to Brina. Alright. She is definitely going to be the trickier one. Two. Don't, please. Cute. Okay. This is going to be the one that's the harder one. Because of how things are set up. So I think what I'm going to do, because of how this is going to work. Man, this is actually going to be tricky. This is legitimately going to be hard. Because her hand is straight up planted on her face. The light is coming from that direction onto her. So it'd be just like straight down. But I've got to do this correctly. That's the problem. Okay, I guess I'm just going to have to do the skin first. That's technically lighter, isn't it? Okay, Okay, this is going to be a tricky one. I think what I'm just going to have to do here is draw an imaginary line of where everything is on her face. So the nose would be about right there, then it go down and a curve down like that. Something like that. Those lines. Oops. And then all this would just be that color. Okay. Just erase that imaginary line. Okay, so there's the blue taken care of. Now if I just turn it down, we'll say about 40% seems about correct. Okay. For now. Alright, now we just do the face and all that stuff. So that would be all around this. Turn the color layer off, because it's going to do that thing if I don't stop it. No. Why is it doing this to me? Okay. So like I said, this page was definitely going to be a lot of work. Just a lot of focus. Excuse me. Okay. Turn the color layer back on. Okay, I can see that. Okay, I think I know what that is. Where's the color? Okay, this is going to be a pain in the rear. This is going to be a pain in the rear. Oops, wrong one. Yep, I'm definitely going to have to do something about that. And I think I do know how to fix it. What the fuck do you mean? Hang on, guys. Hang on. We'll figure this out. It's just going to take a second. Let's put a color layer on top of that. And just try to make it somewhat look pretty. Should be fine. Trust me, this ain't my first rodeo. Definitely not my first rodeo. Oh. Oops. Basically just having to make another layer to get rid of this ugly shit line. Very, very carefully. Alright. Okay, then. This is not gonna be easy. I see that. How did this happen? Okay, that's interesting. No. Color layer. Don't know how that fucking happened. Okay, we're just gonna have to take this one step at a time. Very, very carefully. Okay, that's the face. So now what I need to do is probably the hair next. So the shadow is on this side. Oops. Let's do something like that. Ugh. Still not done yet, but we're slowly but surely pacing along, figuring this out. Okay. Okay, now what I'm gonna have to do is probably make a separate one. Let's go around 30%. Turn that color layer back on. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta go new layer. Go darker. Okay, now it matches, sort of. Now I just gotta give some areas where there would be light, because there would be light in some areas. So like right there, right there. That's being all hit by light. Why? Can we not, please, with this crap? Go the right way, right? Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. Just gotta be very fucking careful. No, right here too. Alright. Now we've just gotta make that work with the other color. So we gotta go to this color layer. We gotta... Oh, that's way smaller. I didn't realize that. Oh well, we can fix it. I think this one's okay. Yeah, as is, that's alright. Just gotta... That's alright. Just a matter of figuring this out. Okay. So I just gotta fix this one real quick. So that would be this color. Back to here, go to the black. Just line that up a little better. That should be fine, I would imagine. I would imagine. Keywords. See a spot I missed. Where is that? Right there. Oh. Alright. Think. Our next step is adding shadows. So, let's just start with this one. What the fuck? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I need to be on a new layer. God, I hope this project does well. Because holy moly, I've put a lot of work into it. Excuse me. Okay. Now I just need it darker. What the fudge? Oh, I know what's going on here. Is it this one? Yep. Ridiculous I've had to do this, but whatever. It is what it is. I can only blame myself, honestly. Okay, that would go down straight. Okay, you wouldn't really see much here. Oh, shit. Alright. Get that a darker side. Chin underside. Okay, I gotta do this correctly. Very, very carefully. Something like that. Where's the point of the chin? The point of the chin's like right there. See, I think this just comes straight down. I guess we'll find out in a minute. But yeah, holy shit. Okay. Oh. Darken that. Whoa, not that much. We really have to do this the hard way. Okay, I guess my sanity will decrease even more. It's fine, guys. It'll be fine. Alright. Whoa. This one. Oh, had I layered this just a little differently, it would have been so much easier. But whatever. I'll pay the price for my inexperience. Okay. I think these are on the same layer. Yes, they are. Essentially what I'm going to have to do here is just color blend manually. Not bad. Definitely not perfect, but it'll work for now. Okay, that's fine. Don't think I see any other areas where there needs to be like shadows under the blue part. Oh, thank God. Yeah, had I done this a little differently, it would have been much easier to do this. But that's what you get when you jump into something completely new and don't know what you're doing. Okay. That'd be a little kind of shadow for the hand. But what shape? That looks fine. Okay. Just looking to see if there's any other areas that are problematic. She looks okay so far. And that's a great sign for me and my sanity. Okay, let's see. I'm going to name that Shadows. Okay. Now, I think there's areas where the sun still needs to hit on the hair. So on this side, yep, definitely on this strand. Let me try that again. Something like that. Okay. Let's see. I think it's time to get the airbrush. Because there would be shadow here. Yep, we're definitely going to have to make a different color for that. Okay, that's fine. That's all shaded. I don't know how I got that song stuck in my head. No. Okay. Now we just need different colors for the water. Can't see that really. Can't really see that either. If I were to go any darker, it just kind of turns to black. Yeah, it just straight up turns black. Okay. I don't mind. Okay. Is this? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, let's try to get that a little bit more clean. All right, let's mess with the hair again. Because the sun's coming this way, I think. We're not completely done with the hair yet. Because I think we'd have like a extra amount that goes like that. A little bit more than that. Not that much. Something like that. I don't know. All right. Now we need lighting for the background. So we're pretty much done with Brina. Now we just need background, like, lighting. So from the lighting would go basically exactly how we had it before. It was shadow underneath, lighting above. So we need like something like that. Kind of went like that. Something like that over her head. Okay. Looks pretty decent. It's just not entirely correct. Let's try this way. Kind of put a little bit more behind her. Alright, let's just see what happens. Because we could definitely put some shadow back there for her as well. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. Which is good. Now just gotta angle this all correctly. Okay. Sunlight definitely needs to be a little bit more on the hair. Like, yep. More like that. Sorry, guys. My chair loves to say hi. It's annoying. It's very, very noisy, too. It's not terrible by any means. Alright. Background actually doesn't look too bad. It does need to be... Let's see, where are you hiding? Right there. It just needs to be blurred. Okay. That don't look too bad. That don't look too bad at all. I can see that, though. Go away, please. Okay. There needs to be a shadow on the inside of the ear. So that would be... something like this. Oh, wait, did I didn't get that base color. So this shadow would be something like that. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Nice. Okay. My God, that was a lot of work. Maybe what I could do here to give her just a tiny bit more, I don't know, realism is go basically with the effect that we usually do, which is to give her just a little shining in her eye. But I need to turn that down. Okay, let's try a lighter blue. Something like that. Okay, that's all covered by her hand, so it's not really a thing. But I guess I could try it. Yeah, looks fine. Okay. Now let's see what it looks like with the text on. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. I can live with that. Alright, so now what I need to do is close that. I need to turn off the layers, just the text layers. Okay. God, that was a lot of work. Alright, next one. Let's see. How are we gonna do with this? Because this is a lot of inside view kind of thing. So I feel like it's just a lot of shading. Like just a lot of inside shading. So this will be interesting. Let's see. Let me see if I can just get away with like something like this. It's not terrible. Just need to turn the intensity a little bit. No, it looks too three-dimensional. Maybe if I just do the outside, like the two-tone, basically, and then, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. Man, this page. It's really tested my art skills. Most certainly it is testing my art skills. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is just try it and see what happens. So it has to be on the outside of the fingers, for sure. Because the light source would be right here on the outside. Let's see. Okay, that'd be covered by light, but the bottom wouldn't. Something like that. Okay, turn off all the colors. Besides the magic, can't do anything about that. Okay, this guy did this correctly. Okay, that's the outside. Something like that. Turn those back on. Oh yeah, way too much. Okay, that don't look too bad. It just looks kind of strange. I don't know what that is. Okay. So the teeth actually look pretty decently. Okay. So this is interesting. Oh, I see a spot I missed. The other side of the chin. So, really? Right there. I guess what I could try to do is just try to add like some kind of like let's just try something. Let's just start there. Try something. Like something like that. Then we could go like something like this on the down. Then for the inside of the throat, that's a hard one. Like I've never done this before, so or I've never done like this kind of an angle before, so yeah, it's very tricky. I can't even see that. I don't know, guys. I think we just. I don't know. That's a toughie. Not usually used to drawing stuff like this. Guess we could try and give the water a little bit more depth. Would that be like a lighter color or darker color? I would think maybe a darker color. I don't know. We're just experimenting at this point. Okay, that don't look too bad. Like something like that. Just kind of get the water a little bit more character, I guess you could say. Man. Yeah, I'm not used to shading like the inside of like your mouth, like the inside of things. So yeah, this is interesting for sure. Think I think I might know what to do. Let's try this. Okay, gotta put that on a different layer. Go slightly darker. I think. Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky. Not that. I need a regular thing. I'm just gonna try something. We're just gonna try some little trick, I guess. What the fuck? So if I were to go something like that, let's try a blur effect. Go something like that. Turn the opacity down a little bit. Yeah, because it just looks a little too flat to me. Nor am I an anatomy expert, so don't quote me on that. Yeah. I think that's okay for what it needs to be, honestly. It just needs to show like the inside of the mouth and that she's swallowing the liquid. That's all it needs to do. I also think that we need to make sure it's centering of all the text layers. The fuck? Oh. Like just give that a little shadow on the outside. Let's just see. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's do that by manual. Okay, that don't look too bad. It does that. That did help to give it just a little bit more something, I guess you could say. Okay. I think that's okay for what it needs to be. I think that's okay. Maybe add a shadow to the teeth. Just to, because there is a giant hand there. So I do think that there needs to be a little bit of like a, whoops. Do think there needs to be a little bit of a shade for where the teeth are projecting, or for where the hand is in the mouth. Same thing on the tongue. Whoa. Darken that. Okay. That's definitely adding a bigger effect, I can tell you that. Just give these just a little bit more shadow. Something like that. I feel like that's okay. I think that sells. It gives the... It sells the point. The only other place I can really see maybe adding something is maybe right here. Something like that. Okay. I think that's okay. I believe that's fine. Okay. The next one... oh, the next three are not going to be that bad at all. So, let's see. I don't think we need to do anything like special for these next three. I think we just need to maybe just give the the eyeball a little bit of light, and I think that's really all it needs. Excuse me. Oh, there is one more thing that I need to do for it, but that's a whole different kind of thing. It won't be that difficult at all. Alright, we need to go underneath the text layer and the text bubbles. Okay, let's see. Yeah, like something like that. Then the inside of the mouth would just be a lighter shade of gray. But I want to do the thing that I want to change here. So 111. Okay, what does she say here? My stomach is calling. What is she making me drink? Whatever it is, it's kind of nice. My stomach's calming. What is she making me drink? Remember that. And I'll just keep it as a separate layer. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a new text layer, pretty much. And we're going to rehash this. So her font is this one. My stomach is calming. Oh, wow. My stomach is calming. ... Okay, bring that down. I remember this was the one that was the tricky one. Just because of space. My stomach is calming. What is she making me drink? Question mark. And that. Okay. Okay. So now what I can do is get a bubble thing. Balloon. These things. The one I need is further down. Because I didn't know these kinds existed. So maybe something like either that or something like that. Either works. Let's see. Okay, so the layers on top of one another kind of making that harder, but yeah, if that wasn't... Actually, I know what to do about that. Just go right like that. Okay, let's see if I can make this just a tiny bit smaller. Okay, now we want her to say it's kind of nice. But I want this to be right here. It's kind of nice. Something like that. Much better. That looks a lot more organized. It looks a lot more readable. Because the original was that. Like, if I turn these off, it used to be that small. Oh, the number. Forgot about the number. Okay, so what I need to do now is go back to here. 111. Up in the corner. That'll be fine. Actually, no, that's a little too small. Let's just bring that size up. Hello, Mr. White Music. Okay. Today has been a doozy. All right. Let's take a look at that now. Stomach's calming, wish, make me drink. It's kind of nice. Much better. Looks cleaner, looks nicer. I approve. But I think that should be on top of that. Okay. And then the next ones are pretty standard. Pretty easy. I can delete these. All right, so the next one, 5, yes. Nothing spazzy here, just go like that, go like that. Oops, wrong spectrum. Okay. No. Maybe this might work. It's uneven. And that drives me crazy. Let's see if I can maybe just, I don't know, make it work. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so now we need to turn on, just make sure nothing culminates with another. And I can already see one does. I see. Okay, so what I can do here is maybe move this over just a little bit. Move that over just a tad. Go to text layer. Then move this over a tad. That way it's in the way. It does kind of get rid of the one at the bottom. But it'll do the trick. Alright. Then 6 is basically another two-tone kind of thing. But luckily this one's not too difficult, pretty simplistic. Please, and thank you. And on top of that, straight black. Okay, first one for the skin. Maybe. I said maybe. No. Like that, yeah. From the mouth. There would be a shadow there. Okay, I see that. Okay, then the other side of the chin would be something like that. Whoa. Okay. Tongue. All right. Okay, not bad. Do you think this curvature is off a little bit? So we're just gonna do something like that. Yep, there we go. Okay, now one for the hair. Turn the coat layer off though. So this is a lot much more easier to follow. Whatever I'm trying to say. Follow. Yeah, it was just those like first 3 that were the big ones. But once I got past that, pretty standard shading and coloring. Standard level difficulty. And the hair was around like 30-ish%. We'll just go standard like 26. Okay, turn the color layer back on. Oh, that's hair, right? No, that's the skin. What the fuck? Oh, okay, no, it is the right one. Alright, now I just add the light to these strands. Then I think we can actually have fun. Moving on to the assets and stuff. To kind of give the panels a little bit more flavor. Whoa. Okay, the light's actually not even hitting that, so it actually wouldn't show. It would show a little bit like right here, going down. Okay. I think that does the trick for that one. Okay, now what I need to do is I just need to add the shadows to the undersides of these like bangs, and we're good to go. I don't know what time we're at for the total time it's taken to do this, but I'm going to take a wild guess. We are at about 2.5 hours. That's about what it feels like. Feels about 2.5 hours ish. Am I right? 3 hours. Wow. Oh boy. Just try it soon. It's just a subtle little shadow. Or is it more like that? Like just goes straight down. Maybe it is more like that. Huh? Let's see. It's not terrible. Okay, just this connection point up here. The curvature doesn't match up, so I need to increase that in a little bit more. Okay, that don't look terrible by any means. Maybe this just needs to be curved a little more on the bottom. Whoa. Yep, definitely in the next part, it's definitely not going to be as much work. I do need to fix this. Just so it looks a little less like it's just there, unconnected. Okay, that's not bad. Come on. Keep in mind, guys, this is standard, easy level, like, shading and coloring. This ain't even, like, pro level shading and coloring. No, we'd still be on panel 1 if that was the case. We would still be on that panel if that was the case, for 100%. But no, we're just trying to be simple, pretty straightforward, get the point across. Don't want to kill ourselves of exhaustion and stuff like that. Nah, we don't want to do that. Alright. Feel like that's good enough for the bottom layer. Oh, that's a problem. Well, I think I know how to fix that. Where'd it go? Yep. So all I gotta do here is just kind of go like that. And that. Pretty sure. Yeah. That'll work. Okay. Panel by panel. Let's see where we're sitting. You can usually read that. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think it's fine. All right, panel 2. can already see some areas of improvement. Okay, third panel was... Yep, the one with the gulping sound effects. Doink, doink. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Alright, just put that back in. Put that on top of everything because for some reason... Oh, never mind, never mind. That's fine. Okay, now I need to... Is it this? Yes. Okay. So this is technically panel 1. Technically, this would count as panel 1. And I think I already know what I want to do here. So for that, that would be like speed lines. Now we're on to just adding assets and stuff like that. Speed lines, is that manga balloon? No, it's not. Am I blind? Wait a minute. Is it one of these things? Whoopsie. Not a gradient. Okay, where the hell are the speed lines then? That's a good question. I could have sworn it was like emotional stuff. Get depressed. Okay, am I blind? Was I too far down? There we go. There we go. Okay, so the speed line would need to be coming from the left. Let's see if I have one that comes from the left. If not, I'll just flip it. Okay, let's just flip it. Okay, I gotta turn on the opacity so I can figure out what doesn't belong and what does belong. Very, very carefully. Don't really see much bleed here, so I know they're pretty good. Nothing up there. Okay, it's a little too... And I think that I know why. Yep. Whoa. Okay. Now I just gotta get rid of the stuff that doesn't belong again. Luckily, that's not too difficult. All right, here would symbolize like danger. danger, warning, stress. But it's such a small, tiny panel. So there's really not much room for this. It does look... Okay. No, not that, not that. Needs to be under everything. Well, let's try something. Radial line, radial line. I just need something that says danger, danger. Maybe something like this might work. It almost blends too much, though. That's the problem. What about this one? Now I might just go coloring it in. What the fuck? What happened to the hand? Hang on a second. Oh, it's there. It's just very, 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 very faint. Okay. Then we definitely need some color in the background. Let's see. So something not too dark. What the hell happened to the blue? That's weird. Oh, did I accidentally turn it off? No. What in the fuck? Now it just looks like she's got a blue hand. When did that get fucked up? I don't remember that getting fucked up. Hang on, guys. Okay, we're back to the zoom. I don't know. I don't care enough to go back and fix all that. It'll be fine. That's weird. I don't know where that got screwed up, but for some reason it got screwed up. If I go, let's see. Let me think about this rationally. Well, let's see if we can do something about this. That's too bright. Needs to be darker. I don't know. Bitch, stop. That's why I'm whispering. Okay, it looks a little too sharp right there. No. Okay, I don't know where this got screwed up, but it's kind of annoying. Like, I legit do not know where the hell this got fucked up. Eh, it is what it is. It'd be weird if she just had a blue hand. That's the reason I'm redoing this. It'll work. It does the job enough. Alright. Maybe... Okay. Assuming we have no other bullshit happen. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, if I just put it right here. I think I know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make this really small. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see. Let me see if... Not this. Let's see. Sound effect. Nope, I think we're okay. I think we're okay as is, but this layer, let's see. We could probably do like a radial line effect. No, not there, not there, not there. It's a manga balloon, right? Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe. Nope, it's not transparent. Yeah, like something like that. Now the fun part, I just gotta erase it. Then for the edges. Lift. And I'm glad I lifted. Opacity is definitely going to have to go down. Opacity definitely needs to go down. This text bubble also needs to get out of my way. That'll work. Okay, I'm on the right layer still. Getting hungry and all that. If there's an easier way to do this, feel free to tell me. Something like that. Then another asset we could put here is back to these. It's something like this. Increase the size. Just to kind of give that little like effect. Oop. I see some I still missed. There. Any others that got down here? Don't think so. Oh, man. I need to turn the layers, text layers on for that one. Really, pen? Can we not, please? Okay, that'd be 5. What the fuck did I just do? I mean, that seems okay. Are all the layers back on? I think that's okay. Oh, I see some spots I missed on the first layer. That's okay. That's a hard fix. Okay, maybe a little darker down there. Well, actually, no, it would be dark all across because of how light works. So, like that. Not sure why it's doing that, but oh no, wait, I know why. Because it's stuff because of the color layers. Making my job 10 times harder. Okay. Something like that. Okay. That don't look too bad. Maybe the only thing for the bottom one that I'd put is maybe just another asset. Like maybe a background, just to kind of give it that additional, like, she's like, what's the word? Like, is confused the right word for how she's feeling? So what am I doing? I don't know. She's definitely lost, but also kind of amazed at the same time. So let's see. Shock, no. Anxiety. Maybe something like that. Oh, it's one. What the hell? It's one of these ones. Yep, nope, that ain't gonna work. Okay, we're gonna have to go smaller. Okay, so for that, I would need to the hell's the text layer? Oh, it's up here. Oh. Okay. Turn the opacity of that down so I can see what I'm erasing. What's that? That's a good question. Okay, it's not there. It's this one. Okay, I'm just gonna be a little careful. I think that should be the majority of it. Whoops. Close panel 1. Yep. That's that one. Okay, turn that back up to max. Okay. Take a look one more time. See that. I think we're done. I think that is it for this one because, ask me, it looks pretty damn good. Definitely gets the point across. Looks pretty much like it's getting the point across, so that's really good. So yeah, I think, my god, that page was a lot of work. Yeah, I think this one's done. Thank god. Because these last couple pages are not necessarily going to be hard by any means, but this one was definitely the most, like, two-tone stuff that we had to do. For sure. So yeah, that definitely took a while. But hey, it got done, guys, right? It got all done, and yep. I think that's gonna probably warrant me to take either a day off or, well, the next page won't be that bad. Plus, I'll have Thomas talk to tomorrow, so yeah. I'll probably not stream tomorrow because, well, my friend and I are gonna get into a call and work on this together, and he's usually my, like, shoulder to, like, lean on in this case, like, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time and sanity put into it. But altogether, I think this came out and it was a lot of work. I love the result of it. So yeah, I probably won't stream tomorrow, but maybe if I'm up to it, I'll get back to streaming it on Wednesday. But I don't know yet, guys. So I guess we'll see in time. So thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you're looking forward to this coming out. Hopefully, probably by the end of this month. I would hope. But that's a big hope because I'm still waiting on certain things. I still need to get other things done. Like I still need to put the whole thing together and all that. Ow. But that won't be too bad by any means. It's not like it's nothing close to like putting together a reading. Not even flipping close. It's a lot less tedious in terms of like voice work and stuff like that. It's definitely not as taxing by any means. But yeah, it's still a lot of work. So yeah, all I can hope is that you guys are looking forward to this probably coming out at the end of this month. That's when I'm hoping to get it out, but who knows. But that's the aim. If not, it'll definitely be probably around mid or early February at max. So thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed me working my butt off to try and get this put together. And yeah, I'm out for now. I'll see you all next time, and happy horrors until then, and have a great day.